Hello, I'm Sydney.
And I'm Melanie.
And this is Drawntaneous.
Yay! Recording again! Are you excited?
Yeah, of course.
I just realized I need to give you your topic before you start drawing. So let's get that out of the way, and then we can start talking some more. So today, your topic, or your prompt rather, is a pajinka themed around royalty. So what's a gajinka, Sydney? Because I know what it is.
So a gajinka is just like a fancy way of taking an item or an animal or any sort of creature that isn't human and making it human.
So I am more familiar with it in the cosplay sense, where it's like I'm going to take, let's say, a Jolteon and make an outfit out of that theme.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily, I wouldn't say it's necessarily anthropomorphizing the thing, but like, I think the intent is to specifically make an outfit or a overall character design.
See, like I've had a different experience with it. Yeah, because I've been exposed to are Pokemon, typically, that are made into people.
Right. Well, that's kind of still the same.
Like characters. Like people characterize their Pokemon teams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like
I guess it's changed over the years.
Yeah, that was like my exposure to Gajinkas.
Well, that's fair. Well, I mean, either way.
So obviously.
So which pet are you going to do?
It's a royalty theme, so I'm gonna do our roommate's cat.
Oh my god,
Sissa.
she's going to be so delighted that you're drawing her cat again. I hope you end up... So, Sydney does these cat doodles of Sissa, and the brush she uses is just so perfect, and I hope you somehow are able to work that in here, but if you're not, that's fine.
I can, like,
a more, like,
float the images across the screen or something.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm enjoying playing with the transitions.
They're so good. I love these images. These drawings you do. Good. She is appropriately fluffy.
Oh, of course.
Very nice. So, our topic for today, our talking topic for today, is food.
How fitting.
Why?
Because I'm drawing Sissa rejecting a plate because it's not mashed.
Ah, perfect. Oh my gosh. So, wait, real quick. This cat is so incapable of taking care of herself that if you give her, I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, if her chunks of food are too big, she will choke/vomit. And it's so bad. She just kind of like laps at it, and then when it fails to get into her mouth, she's like, fine then, I didn't want your tuna fillet anyways. So, well, I'm glad that the theme ties in. Today is just a general topic on what your favorite foods are, what foods you like that I make, and then kind of like what cuisines you would like to try. And I will try and answer the same. So, hey, why don't we talk about favorite foods? You first.
No, I always go first if you want to go first.
That's not how this works.
Okay. So my favorite food, I guess it's probably sushi, because like whenever we go out, that's like what I always want to get. But like I also understand we should not have the same thing every time.
Also, not all sushi is sustainable. So there's that also. Sushi is very delicious, but overfishing is a thing.
But yeah.
I'd say sushi is very, very good. I like poke.
Oh god,
Poke's so good. Oh my goodness.
I know where you're going with this.
No, that's about it. I don't want to dive into poke too much, because it's...
We love it so much that we had that at our wedding. That was our meal of choice.
It's so good, guys. Like, if you haven't had poke before, it's raw, cubed fish, and then it's marinated in different kinds of things.
It's a delicious Hawaiian dish.
At least on the mainland. I know in Hawaii itself, like, it's not necessarily just marinated fish. I know there's a lot of other things that go into it. So I'm excited to one day make our way to Hawaii so we can try all that stuff. Because food is so good. What other things do you like? So there's sushi. Is that really it? I mean, seafood. You like?
Oh god,
you like lobster and like shellfish.
I love shellfish. Like, I mean, I like seafood in general. Like, obviously, because like sushi. I usually get fish stuff when we go out to eat.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have like a low-key shellfish allergy. It might just be that I've had bad shellfish
You're
in the
allergic
past.
to the work of shelling them.
Yeah, that is true too. Like, crab and lobster are delicious, but I don't want to go through the effort of like shelling it myself. So, whenever possible, I have you do it for me.
Yeah, I hate
The
it.
face you're making. I can't see your face right now, but I can guess what it looked like.
Oh yeah, no, it's. I love you dearly, so that's why I do it for you, even though I hate it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just so much effort for so little meat, so little payoff. And I'm like, well, I might as well eat something else and let you enjoy it more. Gosh, what are my favorite foods? It's hard to pick one specific favorite for me. Like, I definitely like sushi and I definitely like poke.
I think you like. Would you say like beef Wellington's up there because that's like a holiday food that you share with your family?
Beef Wellington is a holiday tradition, so I would probably say that is up there. I literally only have it once a year, and that's when my mom makes it for the holidays. Did I? No, we didn't do it. I, for some reason, thought we would try to do it up here on our own.
And
I don't think that ever happened, though.
Well, it's because my mom usually eats with us, and she can't
That's
have
right.
meat.
No, well, she can have some. Oh, wheat. I thought you said meat.
No.
Yeah.
And
beef Wellingtons are small cuts of filet mignon, and then you wrap it in puff pastry, and then you also add like chopped mushrooms. We specifically put in a spread of Bourgeon cheese on top, and it kind of combines with the mushrooms, and there's caramelized onions.
I would argue Bourgeon was one of your favorite foods.
Bourgeon's so good, guys. It's kind of expensive. God, that was something you teased me about when you first moved in. It's like, oh, Melanie, with your bougie cheese on your sandwich.
But yeah, because it's not usually something people put on their sandwiches.
I like what I like. What else do you do with Bourgeon?
I have never had Bourgeon until you showed it to me.
Oh.
I would get blocks of cheese and cut it myself because I was poor.
I didn't always have Bourgeon, okay? That was like once every other month we go to Costco and buy a big thing of Bourgeon, and then our sandwiches for however long would be made with Bourgeon. Roast beef with Bourgeon cheese is really good. Saying. So delicious. What else? What else? I'm just kind of distracted by the hair you're choosing. Kind of Princess Peachy.
How dare you? How dare you slander my princess like this?
I'm just gonna throw that out there. A little bit of a Princess Peach going on. Not that it's bad. There we go. There we go, getting some swoops in there. I don't think I could say there's like a specific food that is my favorite, unfortunately. Or not unfortunately, like there's just so many that I like.
You're a foodie. You just love to eat. You love good food.
Yeah. Sydney used to call me picky, and then I said, I don't like that word. It has some very specific connotations that I do not identify with. So I am okay with foodie. I am okay with, what else? What else have you said?
I say you have a refined palate.
Which is true.
I also say that you are particular.
That I would prefer over picky. Like, it doesn't have the same connotations. Still kind of negative in a way, but it's
that's
not
why I
like...
don't use that one that much. I use refined palate the most.
Thank you. I do feel better about that. Because like picky just has such bad connotations around it. It's like whenever I hear picky, I think of a child who is like, I hate crust on pizza, so take off the crust on the pizza for me, or cut off the crust on my peanut butter jelly sandwich, sort of thing.
Right.
It's not that I don't like foods, it's just that I would rather not eat them. I am very much a person, if you put a food in front of me, or if you make me something, I will force myself to eat it. I won't necessarily like it, but I won't also tell you that I don't like it, because I have manners. How's that Drawn going?
I'm enjoying it a bit.
Is that a crown you're putting on her?
She is royalty.
Perfect. Oh my goodness. Oh, this cat. So we've fumbled over favorite foods. How about we talk about what kind of foods I make that you enjoy?
I like when you make arroz caldo. Because, like, you usually make that when one of us is sick.
It's
So
true.
that's, like, now I associate that with comfort.
That is definitely one of my comfort foods. The arroz caldo is a Filipino, kongi? I can't say that word. I've never heard it pronounced out loud. But it's basically like a rice porridge with chicken. Very easy on the stomach, very tasty. I think when I made it when I was sick one time, I oversalted it, so oops. But you didn't complain too much about it.
Over salting, I don't mind. It's just when you make things too spicy and I
I'm
can't
sorry.
have it.
But yeah, so arroz caldo. I also introduced you to sinigang, which
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like
make
that one
as
too.
much because I think you like arroz caldo more. Is that correct?
I'm actually pretty good for either.
Okay. Sinigang has a lot more going on in it though, so which is why I typically default to arroz caldo because we always have rice, we almost always have chicken, and then it's like onions and garlic, and that's about it. Yeah, there's green onions, but again, like we almost always have all that stuff. Sinigang has a lot of vegetables we don't keep on hand. I prefer it with salmon, so that's a big like difference. Main reason why we don't have it all the time is because I prefer sinigang with salmon.
I wasn't aware you could make it without salmon.
You can make it with pork. I think you could also make it with chicken.
But see,
You can't have pork.
exactly.
Yeah. I think there
Or
are.
not, well, I could, but it makes me sick. It's not like a moral or religious thing. It's very much just,
It does not sit well with you,
yeah.
unfortunately. But yeah, there's sinigang's like a stew, and the broth is tamarind based, so it's very tangy and very. I don't know. Oops, I haven't made it in so long. I can't remember what goes in it. There's fish sauce. I think there's some tang, some citrus in it.
It's tamarind.
I just said it was tamarind. I can't.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
I realize
I'm lovingly rendering our roommate's cat's tits.
they're very good. So are you gonna still give her? So this cat is primarily dark. So she's kind of black, but I call her more of like a dark chocolate brown.
She is, yeah. And whenever I do my doodles of her, I always try to make sure I get the brown
Yeah,
parts of
it's
her
like-
in.
Like 90% cocoa is how dark she is. She's a very dark brown cat. I would say also, as far as temperament goes, also 90% cocoa. She's very bitter.
Damn.
she's
True, though.
she's sassy. She has a lot of attitude. What other? So we talked about the Filipino food I made. What other stuff do I make that you like? This is not me secretly finding out what things I should make more often or what things I should be offended that you don't like.
See, now I don't want to answer.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Ours called a sinigang.
I'm trying to remember what else I make recently, but it's not coming to me.
I like the taco rice.
Taco rice! What up?
I think that's a healthier alternative to my taco mac.
I would also agree with that, yes. So taco rice I didn't realize was a thing in Japan, but it is. And it's literally you take taco meat and you put it on top of rice, and there's lettuce in there, and there's cheese in there, and there's like a homemade salsa that we do, and it's very good. We try and do everything from scratch, just because the taco seasoning, if you get it pre-mixed, doesn't taste quite right, doesn't quite work the way we cook the taco meat for this recipe. It's very delicious. My brother's staying over with us, and he liked it too, and he specifically lived in Japan for several years. I think he's the one who tipped me off to the fact that taco rice is a thing. Okay, what else? I get bored of food, so I try not to make the same thing multiple times. We have our staples. We have like the tunables that we make. Specifically, I make you make that for me. That's the Melanie's too tired to cook, so here's the you get to do something for once.
Pretty much.
That sounded really harsh. I'm sorry. Sydney doesn't cook very often because,
I cannot meet the standard.
yes, I have particular standards when it comes to my food, and Sydney does not often meet those standards just because you're not practiced. You haven't had to satisfy someone with my with my discerning palate.
Yes, this is.
Because if I'm gonna eat something, I'm gonna make sure it tastes good. I was wondering what that shape was that you were drawing. I couldn't figure out the pillow shape you had going on there. Alright, how about our final point of this topic? What is cuisine you would like to try that we haven't encountered, or maybe I don't cook very often, or like there's a certain restaurant that you want to go to that's a very particular kind of cuisine?
So, I'm not sure how you would feel about it. There's a fusion restaurant that's.
Yeah. Is it the Japanese Mexican one?
But I knew you would judge me for it.
I mean, I've had multiple people tell me that it's okay. Not that I trust their judgment in particular, but I think I'd be willing to try.
But I'm a
days.
raccoon, and
I know.
I'll eat garbage.
I know.
And I love it.
I know. Oh, your birthday was last month.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was struggling on where to take you. I wanted to take you somewhere nice, and then I'm like, wait a second, hang on.
Yeah, you don't gotta try so hard.
Sydney doesn't care. So we just ended up going to an Asian buffet I knew you liked. That was reasonably priced that our friends could afford. But there was definitely a period of time where I was like, ooh, we could go to this sushi restaurant, or we could go to this seafood place and get like a seafood spread dumped on the table. That didn't happen.
We can do that another time, because I actually would really love to do a seafood spread. It would just be like something that's just the two of us. Or my mom.
Yeah. Alright,
Because
so
our friends are broke.
the Japanese Mexican fusion. It just sounds, I don't know. Like Korean Mexican I've had before, and that was really good. I just can't picture.
I'm just curious.
I know.
That's all. I've never seen it before.
The restaurant itself just kind of turns me off. It's very like not hipstery, but it's like very trendy, and I'm just you never know with those. You never know if it's any good. Let's see. As for me, I would definitely like to get more into Korean food. I have a feeling, though, that the spices and seasonings they use are very different from what I'm accustomed to, and so my body might not react favorably to them.
That's
like,
understandable.
unfortunately, I don't enjoy pho, mostly because I had a very bad experience. I'm pretty sure I got food poisoning from a pho place, and then just since then, that particular blend of spices, it does not sit well with me, and I don't know if that's psychosomatic thing or if it's legitimate, so who knows. But I would love Korean barbecue's great. I eat Korean barbecue whenever is possible, but the more traditional like tteokbokki and like the more soupy things,
I would like to try more of that.
I wonder if it's just the sheer spice content is throwing me off.
I mean, that's definitely my problem.
It is possible, because since living with you, we've definitely not eaten spicy food. My family loves spicy food, and I used to have a very high tolerance, and I don't think my tolerance is as high as it used to be. That's okay. It just means my stomach lining will last longer.
This is true.
It's okay. I don't mind that so much. Gosh, what other things? I, of course, would love to do traditional Hawaiian food. I doubt we're going to get that anywhere on the mainland. We would have to actually go to Hawaii for that. More Filipino food. I had a lot of Filipino food growing up, but I feel like it was the same kind of food over and over and over and over again. I couldn't remember all the names of all the different dishes we've had, but I know there's more. There has to be more. So that is definitely something I would like to explore and learn to cook more.
I would like to introduce you to some of my cultural foods that are good, because I know I've warned you that if we go to Ireland, like, I joke, like, oh, we're gonna have to get a lot of not local stuff, but there is actually, like, some good things. It's just, like, it's a, kind of like with the Philippines, it comes from a culture of, like, poverty. So, like, it's a lot of like, yeah, you throw everything you got into a pie because you're poor.
Right. I wouldn't mind trying. I don't think I've ever had Irish food or English food for that matter, but I know you're talking specifically about like Irish stuff.
Yeah, so like I would say Irish chowders are really good. Irish breads are really good.
Oh, I am so on board with bread. Oh my goodness. Hey, Sissa. Yes, look at this. Puree it for me. I want to slurp my fish. Gross.
I mean, that is what she is like.
Gross.
So we are at about like 20 minutes.
We're at about 20 minutes.
So I would say this is...
Are you done?
It's a sketch.
Is it a sketch?
That's a sketch.
That's a finished sketch.
That is our roommate's cat if she were a person.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So what we have to do now is we have to show this to our roommate and not tell her. Maybe like even erase, like get rid of the speech bubble and not tell her what it is and be like, hey, can you guess what this drawing is of? Right. And I'm sure she'd be able to. It's, if you knew Sissa, this is very spot on.
So, thank you for joining us for this episode of Drawntaneous, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye!
Hey everyone, it's Melanie. Thank you for listening to this episode of Drawntaneous. If you liked what you saw, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more. If you have suggestions for future topics, feel free to share them in the comments section below. You can find more of Sydney's art on Twitter and Instagram at CCLunaArt, and you can support her on Patreon and Ko-fi at CC Luna.